Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're back for another commentary job. Let me do my usual thing and then I'll give it the proper intro and we'll do the good stuff. Nearly ready. Cool, right, we're all out and ready to rock. So this is a new event, as you've probably spotted by the title, we're round 1. So this is from Spa-Francorchamps. Track I'm very familiar with, I did a half-hour race around here yesterday, so I know all its weird ins and outs. You might have figured out by the title as well. We're in the Porsche Cayman, the GT4 car. So the last races we did for these guys were the minis, if you remember. So these are a bit of a step up from the minis, I think. They're a lot better, I think, than the minis. So the format, just to give you a bit of an idea of what to be looking for. Carrington, hello, how you doing? Steve Hills, supporting Carrington and Sean. Hello, Bert, fine mate, how are you doing? Yeah, so it's a bit longer this one. It's a 40-minute race. They've got tyre and fuel on, so I think the tyre is at times 6 and the fuel is at times 4. So there isn't a way you can no stop it. You do have to pit stop. So it's all down to what tyres you pick and how you manage your fuel through the race. It's a 50-minute qualifying session, which is due to start in a second, and they're all in the same car. So it is, they are what we call BOP, balance of performance. So they've all got the same horsepower and weight. And the only deciding factor for all these guys is the squishy organic bit that's sat in a chair somewhere, operating the controls of the cars, which is the people. So that's going to be the deciding factor between this. So we'll just wait for the guys to get out on track. In practice, Britsberg has been smashing it with the times. He's fastest with a 222.2, so all the twos. I must give grats to this man for sending me out a cup for me to drink my lovely cup of tea with, which I'm enjoying right now. To my Tanso mug. Eagle-eyed ones amongst you as well will notice there are dark smoker stickers plastered on these cars. That's because dark smokers join Tanso as well. If ever I'm not able to sort of help them with comms, Mr. Smoker will join in as well. So please make sure you go over and give his channel some love. Check out the liveries and stuff as we go through. Yeah, Burnt 5, not too bad, mate, not too bad. Not long been home actually. Just been out walking all that. So it might be a little bit of a longer one tonight, guys. 40-minute race. Once we do get underway, we're just waiting for a driver to join now. Here's Carrington, who is in. Oh, I do like that livery, Carrington. It's nice that. Get a closer look at that in a sec. Oh, it's beautiful. Very nice. Yeah, so that's it. But in terms of drivers, we've got a good eclectic mix of drivers in here. Some people will be familiar with from the mini event. Britsburger, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're familiar with Simo. We've seen Simo somewhere before. I don't know if it was from that event. John Bond's a new driver. Phil Good's a new driver to us. Of course, he'll be at home on this circuit. Scrabs, we know Scrabs. Cool Rides, we know Cool Rides. Pilgrim Paddy, we've not seen him in this series before, but we do know of him from other stuff. Notably the Team vs Team GT3 league we ran in. Carrington, we've not seen him before, but he's in the comments saying hello. Red Devil 71, we've seen Red Devil 71 before as well. Rick to continue, a new driver. And Sean F, well, if you don't know who Sean F is, ladies and gentlemen, you just haven't lived. So we are just waiting. Someone else bounces out of the lobby. We'll kill some time. Here's the Don Dotter as well. He's, yeah, there we go. So, here's your settings then. So it's going to be a good start. Slipstream real, of course, one notable factor. When you're in a GT car at Spa, once you're out of the slipstream, kind of game over. I found that out yesterday to my demise. Spent that long battling with a car, I lost the slipstream with the car ahead. And it ruined my race, to be fair. 6 times tyre, 4 times fuel, as we said before. Nothing too spectacular on there. So yeah, the power of these cars, we've got 451 horsepower with 1,196 kilos of weight. Tyres, the guys can run anything from the hard to the super soft. So plenty of strategic options there. Have rude cutler. We can go back and have a look at that later. My dog supporting Rick. So if you just tune in now, we have got quite a few people watching. Johnny BMW 525 joins a bit late, so I don't know if that is a driver that we're going to be expecting to see. We shall wait and see if that changes. So yeah, qualifying's just starting now, 15 minutes to decide who gets off on pole. So pole isn't necessarily what you want. You do probably want to be second or third in terms of qualifying time, unless you can get just a really good run out. The Camel Straight the guys are on now is ridiculously long, and it's just an utter slipstream fest. So if you can get yourself on the Camel Straight behind a car, almost just slingshot your way past. It'll take you on a track guide. When one of these guys goes on their hot laps, we'll go on a bit of a track guide, and I'll show you around Spa. It's one of my it's probably my favourite circuit. I do love Spa. And I am on about when probably next year now is going over there for the F1, because it's cheaper to drive to Spa and buy a ticket than it is to go to Silverstone. And I've done Silverstone. So unless has an off-ski, Carrington's going to be the first person to set us a lap time. He's given a bit of a toe to Britsburger though. Britsburger's made sure he's got himself out behind him. Again, something else I learned from yesterday, you do want a slipstream in qualifying for a really good lap. So anyone that's not getting a slipstream at the minute is kind of disadvantaged. Cutler's carrying a little bit of a penalty that's potentially from a track cut, so he's going to want to burn that off soon. Let's jump on board with, as Britsburger goes ahead now. So Britsburger's going to be the first driver out. Let's give you a little bit of a guide from the car's perspective for Spa-Francorchamps. Famous bus stop chicane then, remodelled in previous times. Coming down towards the source, you really do want to be braking about the 100 metre board and really tuck your car into that wall on the right hand side. It does camber in a little bit, so it does help your car round. Then you go down on the downhill down towards Rodin and Rouge. Rouge named so because there is a river that runs underneath it. That is stained Rouge by the surrounding rockwork, I believe. I remember that vaguely from a Sky F1 documentary. We're now on the Camel Straight, so this is at the end of here you'll see a lot of overtakes being made. As you can see already, Carrington's gaining an absolute ton on Britsburger. Then you come into the tricky sector 2. The Porsches have got a lot of weight over the rear axle, so they will need delicate handling around here. Britzberg is doing a fantastic job of it so far. Down towards Puon. Kind of important to carry a lot of speed through here. Really want to avoid the surf on the outside. You can ride the curbs coming through the chicanes. Oh, my daughter's just got up again. You can ride the curves on the chicane there as Britzberger just tries to balance a fault. Coming into Stavlo, a lot tighter than it looks, and too much of that curb on the inside will unbalance the car, so you just want to try and avoid that. Stavlo 2, this is the most important corner on the circuit for me, because a good exit from here carries your speed all the way to the bus stop chicane. So again, quite a long straight, almost as long as the Cayman straight, I believe. Coming out through Blanchimont, a GT4 car should have no problem pinning this without lifting out. Britzberger does lift, not too sure why. I thought a Porsche Cayman would nail that. Braking at probably about 130 metres down into the bus stop chicane. Try and take a late apex and straighten up again for a lap of Spa. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what the drivers will be facing tonight. 221.2 by Britzberger and a 221.6. Carrington Coolride puts in a 222.9. The Don Dotter raced with him around here yesterday. He'll be very familiar with the circuit. He's going to put in a 220.5. So people were sandbagging in practice. Brilliant lap by the Don Dotter. Sean F hasn't set a lap time yet. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, my daughter was just a really nasty habit of just getting up pretty much constantly. In a minute, she's doing my head in. Let's have a look at some qualifying times. And John Bond set a 224.2 with Red Devil of 226.7 just behind him on the timesheet. Rick to continue, 232.0 for him, but he's already 2 seconds up on that time, so he really should be improving on that. Pilgrim Paddy, 241.4. We're looking at the guys who've made mistakes on laps now, and a lot of guys down here haven't set lap times yet, so a lot of times yet to come in. I've got that keyboard glitch again, so I'm just going to back out of this and come back. Oh no, 1 minute. Do it again. There we go, it's working. So at the minute, your pole man is the Don Dotter does drive for P1 in normal days. I drove around here with him in a team versus team event yesterday. Had some absolute fantastic pace. Did the Don Dotter, finished ahead of me. And the P1 boys did represent quite well on that one. He is purple coming through Stavlo 2 and on towards Blanchimont. Britzberger just a little bit further on. Let's keep an eye on Britzberger though. He's going to be the next one to cross the line. He's 7 tenths off. He does go into the pits, so probably just going to slap on some super soft tyres. CRT Carrington isn't up on his time. He may be he's pitting as well. And the Don Dotter just chooses to go full bore, nailing it. He sets a 220.8, so lost a lot of time coming through sector 3. Coolride pits as well, probably to get some fresh sticky tyres on there. Sean F finally sets the time on the board, 223.3. At the minute, that's good enough for 5th for Sean. Evening, Geno. Vincent Dutchy, go Rick. So Rick's got a lot of support in the comments. He's currently 6. He has improved his time. He's took about 9 seconds off. So Rick at the minute starting on the third row of the grid. It's a good place to start around here, and it should see you firmly in the midfield. Scrab sets us a 2:33.1. Rick at the minute doesn't look like is he getting a slipstream? He might just be getting a little bit of Carrington slipstream up ahead, and that will help him out. He is 2 tenths up on his personal best, but absolutely nails it, I'm afraid, and that's just going to have ruined his lap. So now he probably just wants to come into the pits, get some more of that fuel burned off. Simo just flashes him, wanted to come through. Simo obviously still on a lap. Simo flashes lights. I'm on a lap, mate. Let me through. I would be racing this, but I'm practicing for next weekend. What's next weekend? Yeah, boy! Yeah! These guys are getting bustling in quali though. It's not what you want to be doing. So the Don Dotter's your pole man by half a second at the minute, with Obi-Wan Kenobi sticking a really good lap in. He's going to the 21s, 21.1 for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now he's on the super soft tyres. We might see people use that in the race. To be fair, it should last a couple of laps. We will see. How many laps we're looking at? Probably about 16, 17 laps, something along that regard. So a good lap by Kenobi. Don Dotter does come in to change his tyres. Sean F, in the meanwhile, sets a 2:23.1. Takes 2 tenths off his time. It's not quite enough to overall Cool Rides just yet. Rick to continue. Rick is getting new boots, so he's got enough time to come in, change his tyres, and go and set time on low fuel and fresh rubber, which should, if he gets a good lap in. I don't know why he's refueling. Why are you refueling, Rick? No idea, mate. Out lap for the Don Dotter. Kenodi's in the pits. Britsberger now on a hot lap. Let me just keep one eye on the timing screen. So Britsberger was... So everyone's starting to improve. Scrubs 2:29.7 for him. Where is he lining up at the minute? He's in 11th so far. Our illustrious leader. Carrington's getting a little bit of slipstream from the Don Dotter now, so we'll see what he can do. 2:21.6 for Carrington is his best time so far. Just over a second off the pole time that the Don Dotter set. Now on fresh boots and low fuel. Let's see if these guys can crack the 19s. It's definitely there, 100% there. It does amaze me that we were doing 16s and 17s and GT3 cars yesterday. These are GT4s. These should be, so they're not a lot slower around here. It's only a couple of seconds a lap. So Don Dotter is on his out lap. Who is lighting the timing screens on fire? Carrington went purple, set to 2. So we'll keep an eye on Carrington. He's, as I said, a second off at the minute. Really running the ragged edge. Britsberger sets a 2:20.7, so he now puts himself firmly up. Cool Rides 2:20.2. He now goes on pole. Let's see if Carrington can do anything about that. He does improve, takes 3 points, so 3 times off his time. But Cool Rides is a man in the ascendancy at the minute. He's set an absolute blistering time there. Let's see if the Don Dotter now has anything to answer to. He is now running with no slipstream. What happened? I'm not too sure. It's got a lot of lobby lag kicking it. This happens every Sunday night. Steve Scooby, how you doing, Steve? Is this one of your livers, mate? Unfortunately picks up a slowdown penalty. but he's got enough time to get round to the start finish straight again before the time runs out, so we'll see what happens. I want to say Cool Rise is probably eating too much of his tyres to do anything spectacular. I don't know what happened, mate. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Rick is still in the pits, so he obviously feels like he can't improve his time. So Rick taking no further part in qualifying, so 7th for Rick at the minute. Sean F still in 6th, Carrington's still in 5th. Canody 4th for him, Britsberger 3rd, the Don Dotter in 2nd, following Cool Rides. A great qualifying session for Cool Rides at the minute, with a 2:20.2. The Don Dotter now on his fast lap, well, on a fast lap, but because of the penalties had to serve, we don't think this is going to be any good. It's a nice livery, that Scooby. Do like it, mate. Nicely done. You do create some good artwork, mate, I'll give you that. Britsberger then, who is... What's happened to Rick? Where is Rick? Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Rick. When I try and go to him, I can't go to him. So something has happened. Whether he's out of the session or not, but we'll get some confirmation on that. Pilgrim Paddy's also out of it. Don't know what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. GT Sport glitching as always, maybe playing a part. Right, drivers to keep an eye on. Don Dotter now on a hot lap. Alright, Britsberger's parked up. Obi-Wan Kenobi got a little bit of a penalty, so he's going to really struggle. Carrington in the pits. Sean F, he's on a hot lap as well. We'll keep an eye on sector times as they come in. Most drivers now have retired from qualifying, so just a few drivers to keep an eye on. Don Dotter being one of them. You see the front brakes on that Porsche glowing red hot. He does set a purple sector one time, so a 39.6 sector one time for the Don Dotter. As Cutler sets a 223.4. We've got a lot of lobby glitching going on tonight. So we'll see what's happening with the drivers. We think we may have lost. I think what will happen after qualifying, it will by default go to the race, but the race host, Cutler, may have an option to restart manually and get the drivers that have quit out or have been disconnected back into the race. That is an option, so we can look into that. So we're just watching the Don Dotter. There is a time in line between Stavlo 1 and Stavlo 2, so we'll get an idea of where this lap is up to. Yes, he is up by nearly 9/10 of a second, so this is set to be an absolutely blistering time by the Don Dotter. He's already on a 220.5, so he's already 3/10 off pole. He has the chance to get pole with this lap if he just nails the bus stop chicane. Got to get your braking right into one more corner. Really trail brake your way into that. Carry as much speed through as you possible. Really careful on the exit. Coming down to set his final time, the Don Dotter sets a 2:18.8 to go 1.4 seconds clear at the top of the table. Let's check in on who else was it we were keeping an eye on. There was Cool Rides on his final lap. He's not setting a time. Sean F, next one going to be to set a lap time. What can Sean do? Does improve, 2:22.5. That's good enough for 6th at the minute, but there's a big gap between him and Carrington. I think that's everyone set a time. Putting that little message just to Cutler to say that there are what do you call it? There are only 12 drivers showing, so that might hint Cutler to do a restart. So my dog, if you're looking for Rick, I don't know what's happened to him, not gonna lie. doesn't show that he's left the lobby yet, so we might be able to get him in. Wait and see, but we won't know until the guys are physically set off the line, so we'll carry on as if they're carrying on, but they'll probably know. Okay, so our lights are red, drivers are ready to go, 3, 2, 1, and away they go. Quite a few drivers not able to, the lobby's glitching for them. The Don Dotter just does get ahead, getting ahead of Cool Rides. Obi-Wan Kenobi goes wide, so does Red Devil in the background. Britsberger into third. Sean F's had a brilliant start, he's all the way up to fourth now. He's got past a couple of drivers. Great start for Sean. I know he's got a lot of love in the comment section. I was partially waiting for a restart call, but doesn't look to be happening. So I see Sean makes a move on Britsberger. He looks like he's lining one up. Britsberger defends that. I will be honest, he defended that a little bit late and seems to have bundled Cool Rides off the track as well. It's all sort of kicked off here. A big melee of cars, and I must be brutally honest with you, that was all started by a very ambitious move by someone up the inside. That has enabled the Don Dotter to fly off into the lead though. Now Sean is battling for second from 6th place on the grid. He's battling for second place thanks to all that goes around the outside. No name. Obi-Wan Kenobi does just stick it. Sean's going to have to think again on that one. John Bond, though, also another one who benefited from all that absolute mentalness at the start. He's looking to make his way up. Cutlass all the way up into 5th. Britsberger in 6th now, so he's lost out massively. Carrington's also lost out hugely. He was one of the drivers that was collected in that melee at the top of the hill. We have now lost Rick from the lobby. Come on the Don. Hey, rear wheel man. Come on the Don indeed. He is 5 seconds ahead and absolutely killing it at the minute. The Don Dotter, I mean, his car's all over the shop, but that's lobby lag for you. Obi-Wan Kenobi then leads a little bit of a train consisting of Sean, John Bond and Cutler. Of course, one thing to note is Obi-Wan Kenobi isn't getting any slipstream here. So the guys behind him all benefiting from the suck effect, and it will make their job of keeping them a lot easier. Right, what I want to do now, with things have calmed down a little bit, I just think we should go and review that incident that happened, because we did save it. So let's go and have a look. So this is Britsberger, on board with Britsberger. You'll notice he brakes really late and goes up the inside of Cool Rides. There is then contact, and then just as a resulting melee, yeah, Carrington, as you can see there, just got bundled off. So did John Bond. Yeah, there goes Carrington sideways, so he's all the way down the back now. Yeah, it was all sorts of chaos right at the end. Britsberger now, after that, a lap later, battling for 5th with Cutler. Cutler does just stick it on the inside. A little bit further back, let's have a look. Pilgrim Paddy's 7th for Pilgrim Paddy at the minute, so he's having a good race so far. So he's Simo in 8th. A little bit further back, we've got Red Devil in 9th for Scrabs in 10th. Cool Rides, one of the top hitters in qualifying, who was unceremoniously bundled out of the way. Down 11th at the minute, and Carrington all the way down in 12th, 30 seconds off the lead. There is 36 minutes left of this one though, so let's not count our chickens just yet. No one's home and dry just quite at this minute in time, but all the cars look like they've been through hell already. And Don Dotter has established a very firm lead at the top. He is now 7 seconds ahead. He can now just run his own game plan, so he doesn't have to worry about defending to anyone. That's one of the benefits of the Don Dotter's position. He can just run his strategy. Of course, we have got tyre wear and fuel depletion on. These drivers will or should come into this with some sort of a game plan, so a set amount of laps they want to get to before they pit, or something along those lines. That's typically how I do it anyway. And yeah, they'll they'll want to execute that. But if you're in little groups like these guys are, it's quite hard to execute that because you're too focused on the battle you're already in. John Bond going very late on the entry to that corner. Oh, he gets very late on the brakes, though, does John. And collects someone else in the process. So John now is backwards. We have got a little bit of a look at that. We can go back and see what happened to John. Nice on board with John. He just looks to run it a little bit wide coming out of Blanchimont. Sean was defending, but he went on the inside anyway. Yeah, and then he just didn't get on the brakes. Yeah, John just didn't get on the brakes, I'm afraid, and then just collected Britzberger when he entered the track. John now running down in ninth. Red Devil up ahead of him. Further up the road is Simo. Up ahead of Simo's Pilgrim Paddy still in 6th, and on the top sort of 5, mostly unchanged now. There is a 10.3 second gap between the Don Dotter in 2nd position, currently occupied by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ken does have a lot of worrying about to do. He has had a Sean breathing down his neck pretty much since the start of the race. Sean is looking feisty tonight. The too fast for you number plate may be true. He's gone from 6th to 3rd, so he's had a great start to the race. One thing that Spa can do, though, is cause a little bit of field spread. And that is exactly what you're looking at right now. So this basically means that there's decent enough gaps between all the cars, and you get very little direct fighting. We're down to just 12 drivers. Pretty sure we had like 15 at one point, or 14. So we've lost a couple of guys. I know we've lost Rick. Don't know what happened to Rick, no idea. I'm going to run on the assumption that it was a disconnect, or I don't know. To see Carrington make his way up, he's now up to 11th place. So he's got to start fighting back towards the front of the field. Up next on Carrington's hit, this is John Bond, who's just got the back end of that push, all sorts of lively. Coming up through coming up towards Blanchimont. That's just going to let Carrington reel him in really quickly. Scraps up to 9th now. As John just goes off wide again. Let's have a look. Any surprises in the top? So no change in terms of order. The closest battle we've got is this one, which is Kennedy versus Sean versus Britzberger. About 8 minutes into the race. If you're on a 2-stop strategy, your first pit stop is approaching now. But to be fair, if these guys, if any of these guys were thinking of a pit stop around this time, maybe they're running on the really sticky soft rubber, and that will now be starting to degrade quite heavily. They might just want to try and extend that stint, because if they can run in slipstream, that's going to help them out. Of course, the problem is catching a man like the Don Dotter, who's absolutely on fire at the minute, 13.7 seconds ahead of everyone else. Just kind of running his own race now. Whether he's going maximum attack or he's conserving fuel, we don't know. One thing to consider is whether he's serving fuel or not, and that's the lobby lag I was talking about. I don't know whether everyone else sees that, but it's certainly on my end. These guys behind could be saving fuel, so one thing that Sean, for example, could be doing is saving fuel behind Kennedy. 5 seconds back to Cutler. Lag is bad, yeah. Well, the thing is, Steve, I don't know whether, because my internet, I mean, I'm on fibre, I've got quite a decent fibre package. But for me, it's been awful the last few weeks, since lockdown. It's been atrociously bad. So it might just be me. It could just be me, Steve. I'm not saying that those guys will be seeing the same things that I am. It certainly might not be the case. But yeah, you're right, the light's bad, mate. It is not good. Missed something then. Sean F down to 4th. Press summit. See if we can catch why that happened. No, we can't. We don't see it. It's Don's potato internet. Oh, is it? Oh, it's reassuring to know that it's not just mine then. So the thing is that before I come on the game now, I do a router restart, I clear the cache on everything. I've got quite good at it. I can do it in not 5 minutes now. But yeah, lobbies at the minute are just shocking. Well, the potato internet, mate, he's got him 14 seconds clear. Whether he's now starting to think more strategically, though, begs to be asked. I want to say Sean, that lap for Sean was a 2:26, so it happened on that last lap for Sean there. He had a mistake, it's cost him a few seconds. What you'll see now is Sean being out of the slipstream. That's gonna cost him. So he's got Cutler closing in on him. Trying to anyway. We've got a little bit of a battle brewing between Simo and Coolwides. Coolwides, you remember, lap 1 was in effect sent to some form of Belgian Narnia. He's been sort of regathering himself back up ever since. He's working his way back through the field. He's now in a position where he's challenging for 6th. Got a really good run out of Stavlo too, but just nowhere to go. There's a Porsche on the racing line. Going side by side through here is possible, but through Blanchimont you really don't want to go side by side. It won't end well. Blanchimont is the next left-hander who backs out. Does look like Simo backed out with that one, just to keep it clean. Knew the move was coming. Cool rides up to 6, but he has got a huge gap to Sean up ahead. 10 seconds is that gap. Poor Twig, looking good. Yeah, it's a good race so far. So we do see Sean pit them. As Carrington appears in the top 8 for the first time since he was sideways on lap 1. So he's now lap 8. John Bond's left the room, so I don't know what's happened with John. Wasn't having a great race, I'm afraid. Carrington beginning his reascent of the field, chasing Pilgrim Paddy down. Let's see what he can do with his strategy. And just down to 11 drivers right now. Sean F emerges out the pits, 7th for Sean. Importantly though, he's got some slipstream and a few cars up ahead to give him some tow. I sort of expect the cars ahead to be thinking about their own pit stops, but they might just be one stopping, whereas Sean looks to have committed to a 2 stop. Obviously we'll see how that evolves. Further ahead, Britsberger and Obi-Wan Kennedy. Britsberger is now up into 2nd place. Kennedy has surrendered that place eventually, but there is a tyre difference between those two. With Britsberger being on the softer compounded tyre, so it would be naturally a little bit quicker because of the tyre difference. Both of these guys 16 seconds behind the Don Dotter. The Don Dotter now coming towards the end of his 6th lap. Not sure whether he's looking at a 1 or a 2 stop. We don't know. We won't know until he comes into the pits. Cutler, as you know from previous series, is a bit of a Don at saving tyres. Really good at managing a race, so he tends to pick up a lot of his positions by just really good strategy. So that's where Cutler is right now. 4th place for him. Cool Rides, 5th for Cool Rides. He's just getting away from that pack. Sean has just got his slipstream. And Sean has got past Simo. Carrington is next on Simo's list. The strategy now starting to bring some of these guys in together. So the Don Dotter has pitted from the lead. That means Obi-Wan Kenobi assumes the lead of the race, but just 3, maybe probably 4 seconds by the time they get on the Camel Straight. The Don Dotter's behind on fresh tyres and fuel, so he pitted 15 minutes into the race. So he's probably looking at a 2-stop, which, to be fair, seems the fastest way to go around here. But trying to manage a 1-stop would be killing his tyres at the end of the last few laps. So Cutler now also not yet pitted. He's running in third, but he dropped a few seconds that last lap, so he might now be thinking, if it wasn't a mistake anyway, he might now be thinking of a pit stop. Meanwhile, Coolride, Sean and Britsberger. Sean just putting his indicator on there, saying, "No, you're going the other way, sunshine." It's all getting a little bit touchy-feely between these guys. See, there's a little gaggle of cars appearing now. So Coolrides, I think Sean and Britsberger have both pitted. Yeah, they have. So these guys behind are going to be on fresh tyres. Sean's defending somewhat heroically to Britsberger. He's getting a little bit argy-bargy, it has to be said. Britsberger does get through. Sean F. He's just gone board with Sean. So if Britsberger's got past him, he'll want to also get past Coolrides pretty quickly. Coolrides is on really old tyres, so Sean can get a nice little draft off him down here, and depends how cooperative Coolrides is. Coolrides can really make or break his racing. Defends into Blanchimont. Sean thinks better going for the move into Blanchimont, which is probably a very sensible thing to do. We'll give you the credit for that one. So nothing really doing there. We see a car peel off into the pits in the background. That's Carrington. That's Carrington coming into the first of his pit stops. We are now in 1-stop territory, by the way, so roughly halfway through the race. So we're probably looking at the end of the next lap to be the exact halfway point, but these guys that are coming in now, they're probably trying to get a 1-stop to work. Not everyone has yet pitted, of course. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Cutler haven't pitted. The Don Dotter now back in the lead on his potato into that. He's just going to start driving away from Kenobi, because Kenobi's on really warm mediums now. Cutler behind, pretty similar stories in a bit of a race of his own. Cutler 6-7 seconds either side of him. Britsberger, after getting past Coolrides, has just driven off 4.2 seconds away. Coolrides is making life really difficult for Sean. Sean on fresh tyres, really struggling to get past Coolrides, who's on quite old mediums. Coolrides is going to have to look at a pit stop soon. Unfortunately, Sean struggling to get past Coolrides at this stage of the race will really hamper his efforts. When Coolrides does pit, Sean's not going to have a slipstream. There's quite a few guys ahead of Sean that haven't yet pitted, Cutler and Kenobi being the guys. Sean just slides it inside at Stavilo 1. Easy does it. On fresh tyres, that's an easy move to make. But Sean's really marginal on fuel. So Sean's going to have to pit. So is Coolrides. Britsberger, meanwhile, can carry on. See if Cutler eventually pits. No, he doesn't. Kenobi's not pitting either. So these guys really stretching that first stint. They've been on these same tyres and fuel for what is 8 laps now. Yeah, Sean's racing good. He had a really good start. His mid-race has been a little bit unfortunate, I'll be honest. There's a couple of drivers now do peel off into the pits. Sean, Cool Rides being two of them. Carrington, who is in 8th, then will come out pretty close to these guys having pitted. So he's using the undercut to good effect. I think Sean and Cool Rides will probably get out ahead of him, but he will have really reduced that gap. So let's see just how much they do that. Does Sean F get out? Oh no, what's happened to Sean? He's coming out now. Sean gets out in 8th, just ahead of Pilgrim Paddy then, so Pilgrim Paddy actually, does he? No, Sean F and Cool Rides pretty much side by side. So it looks like Cool Rides and Sean on pretty much exactly the same strategy. Pilgrim Paddy looking for a move on Sean here, coming down the end of the Camel Straight. Pilgrim Paddy's going to go for it. Looks like a clean move by the guys, a little bit of contact on the exit, but looks like that was nice and clean. A good overtake by Pilgrim Paddy there. Sean really needed to be stuck to the back of Cool Rides, at least for the time being. Carrington up to 6, he's pitted already, so this is kind of his net position. Simo looks like he's approaching his need for a pit stop. Britsberger, 4th for Britsberger at the minute, chasing down Cutler. Cutler looks like he's going to have to succumb to the pit gods. So is Kennedy. At the Don Dotter, meanwhile, we've not really looked at the Don Dotter. Do apologise, mate, but you're killing it. You're a long way ahead. And he just likes the fastest lap of the race, a 2:19.6. So we'll see truly how far the Don Dotter is ahead when Britsberger comes through, which he's doing just now. So 17 seconds the gap between Britsberger and the Don Dotter. So that is your net 1st and 2nd position. Don Dotter going over Radion now. Britsberger's just rounded the source. Okay, so Cutler and Kennedy are on the 1 stop. 17 minutes remaining of this one. Simo also comes into the pits. Carrington then. Let's see what Carrington can do. I think he might be on the... I think Carrington might be looking at a 2 stop though. So he doesn't get out ahead of any of these guys. But he's significantly closer to them. So 5th place for Carrington at the minute. It's not a bad position considering what happened to him at the start of the race. But potentially he may have to pit again, whereas it looks like a lot of other people are now just trying to go to the end of the race. Sean F, a long way back from Pilgrim and Paddy now. So again, Sean's just had a bit of a terrible lap there. So he is down in 8th at the minute. This is kind of a story of what could have been for Sean so far. There are still 16 minutes to go though. Anything can happen. Simo just pitted, has Simo in 9th position at the minute. A big gap to Scrabs behind him. And Scrabs meanwhile just about ahead of Red Devil in the not last challenge. Meanwhile we are looking at the Don Dotter and his domination of this race. Thanks for subbing, Paul. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, Carrington's done well. I don't know if you were watching at the start, Steve, but he was caught up in someone else's incident. It looked like, anyway. You know what it gets like at Spa at the end at Camel Straight on lap 1. And, yeah, he was just bundled out of the way, and he was stone dead last 5 or 6 seconds down. So he's had a great drive so far, but I do think he's got to pit again. I think he might prove me wrong. But even if I think a lot of these guys at the top do have to pit again. Looks like Britsberger's going to have to. We'll see what fuel's like for some of these guys. I think Kennedy and Cutler are trying to go to the end. Pretty confident Carrington's going to have to pit again. Cool-wise potentially can go to the end. But look, given where Carrington was, you know, he's doing well. Dark Smoker, how you doing, mate? Trust it as well, Smoker, right? The only race of mine you cover, and it's a terrible one for me. I had an awful qualifying session. I'm glad you got me overtake though. Me overtake down here where I cut the guy back. That would be huge. Yeah, evening smokes. So if you're watching this and you subscribe to me, of course, that'd be nice. But go over and subscribe to Dark Smoker's channel as well in the comments below. Given that I know what YouTube's like for not letting you click on a user and go to the channel, I've just put Smoker's link in the comments. Just go and give him some love. Tell him Chris sent you. I'll either punch you or welcome you. I don't know. So you're watching fan favourite Sean, 8th for Sean at the minute. Looks like he's trying to go to the end though, and I've got to be honest, if he can just get it together for the next couple of laps and just have a solid few laps, mate, he's in with a good chance here, because Pilgrim Paddy's got a pit again. Oh, we've got some disconnects. Don Dotter has just left the room, Red Devil's left the room, and Simo's left the room. So we've got disconnects. This ain't good. I think your comment, Scoobs, about potato internet has just come to bite him. He was dominating that as well. He was killing it. He was like 20 odd seconds ahead. So we're down now to 8 drivers. 14 began, 8 remain. Most of them, in fact, I'm going to say all of them, down to just GT Sports terrible service. So we make it to the end of this race with 8. I'll be very surprised. So you're loving the sticker smashed all over the back of that car, Smoker. There we are. So Kenodia then is going to assume the lead of the race. And I'm a bit speechless about what's happened. I honestly am. Cutler's in a podium position, for God's sake. As Don been shoving extra wire into his King Edwards to try and boost. Yeah, couldn't you make a potato battery or something daft like that in school, or is it a lemon? Might be a lemon. Don't know. I can't see how a potato can generate an electrokinetic charge. I've no idea, but you never know. Yeah, most of the guys have got a Smoker Liberator decal on there somewhere. I think Cutler's on his side skirts. Blitzburgers, where is it? There it is. Smashed all over the back. They've all been telling the mates and telling the mum. He was dominating, he was. I'm waiting for him to jump in the comments, mate, to say what happened. Because it's it's a shame. It's a shame that this is the way GT Sports servers are operating at the minute. Meanwhile, Steve will be happy about this. Carrington up to 4th. I know he's got a pit again, like, but he's been pulling a little bit of time over cool rides. I think it depends how long it can. I don't know if he can stretch that fuel another 10 minutes. If he can, that'd be brilliant, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it, because cool rides he's good. I knew. We'll see. We'll see. So Britsberger then out of the pits now, coming around Stavilo 1. He's chasing down the lead of the race now, occupied by Obi-Wan Kenobi. So your podium at the minute looks completely different to how it did a minute ago. So Obi-Wan Kenobi now stands on top of the podium as it sticks. The race was finished now with Britsberger on the 2nd step, Cutler on the 3rd step. Carrington is chasing down a podium. 4.5 second gap to Cutler. But like I say, I've got a gut feeling Carrington needs to pit again. Looking at the tyres anyway, the tyres have seen better days. Pilgrim Paddy, another one of the guys who's on a 2-stop, so he's probably going to look at coming in this lap. Wants to do a nice quick last sector. That should promote Sean up into 6th, so that's where Sean started. Sean started in 6th. If he finishes in 6th after all that's happened to him this race, he's probably going to be alright with that. So Pilgrim Paddy peels off into the pits. And Scrabs, top 10 finish, Scrabs. That's bossed it, mate, top 10 finish. The news I would like to report is that Britsberger is catching Canody. Britsberger's reeling him in. And with less than 10 minutes to go, you can definitely see it. Let's just go on board with Britsberger. That's the lead of the race right there, ladies and gents. So anything can happen here. We've got about 9 minutes left. Probably about another 4 laps. Can Canody hang on that long? The thing is, Britsberger's about a second in terms of gap away from getting slipstream, and once you get slipstream on Spa, it's keeping up with the car in front very easy. At the minute, Britsberger's probably giving that car a little bit of abuse just to get up there. Whereas Canody looks like he's just been managing the race quite sensibly. What Cutler's been doing as well. Carrington, yeah, just come back to do a fuel check. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see how you can make that fuel last. So he's going to have to come in and put some more fuel in. The good news for him is he's had really good fuel laps and he's pulled a gap to Cool Rides behind of 11.7 seconds. I don't think Cool Rides has got a pit again, but if Carrington can get in and out of the pits in about 15 seconds or so, then he might be alright, you know. Might be alright. But we will see. We will see. Yeah, look at that. Canody now just 1 second ahead of Britsberger. Britsberger's really in the ascendancy now. And now that he's getting some slipstream, you will just see him pull up to the back of him coming down the Kemmel Straight. Cliche, thanks for jumping in, mate. How are you doing, man? So casually watching your heat hide and seek thing the other night, quite fun. Smokers in here too. So this is on board with Britsberger now, just 8 tenths behind the leader of the race. And these guys are going to be duking it out for top honours here. Britsberger's got 7 minutes in which to get past. So it's like the Empire versus the Resistance all over again. Let's ride on board with Britsberger for just a second. Oh, we've seen something in the back. What happened there? I thought I saw a position change hands. Genuinely thought I saw a position change hands. I didn't. Right, so there has been a little bit of an update. Cool Rides has pitted and put on some really sticky super soft tyres. So Cool Rides is going for a really aggressive strategy at the end of the race. Now he's got currently a 5 second gap to Sean F. Sean's now got past him. Cool Rides was running. I'll say Cool Rides was running in 5th. Yeah, he was running in 5th. Now that Cool Rides has got nice and sticky tyres, he should be able to catch up to Sean pretty quickly, which is no disrespect to Sean because he's on worn mediums. And he's hoping that this epic undercut can help him get past this man, Mr. Carrington, which is now a developing story in the race. Is how Carrington's resurgence through the field has bundled off on lap number 1. So Carrington probably expects to pit this time round. I wouldn't expect this to be a very long pit stop. 5 and a bit minutes remaining, probably enough fuel for 3 laps, should be fine. I can't remember, they'll know more than me. 2 minutes 20 a lap, yeah, 3 laps will be fine. So Carrington now going to come in and put some fuel in. Sean F, let's see if Sean gets past. Sean can get himself firmly on Carrington's Christmas card list here by being a bit of a blockade to Cool Wides. Cool Wides is on much fresher, much stickier tyres than Sean is. So this pass, in theory, on paper, should be really easy. Wait and see if Carrington comes out of the pits. He's going on to the super soft tyres as well. And Carrington is out of the pits. And we can't even see him. There he is, going down through Eau Rouge now. Carrington's got plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres. 4th place for Carrington at a minute. Cool Wides is now past Sean F. Sean, though, with the slipstream going down the Kemmel Straight, will try and fight for this position. Sean will quite like the idea of a 5th place finish here, given all the trauma he's been through, so he touched firmly behind the wheel of Cool Wides. And he's going to go for a move down the inside. Cool Wides on the fresher tyres, should be able to brake later. No, he doesn't. He instead goes for his normal line. And that does put Sean up into 5th. So nice overtake there for Sean. Sean is really defending this now. But Cool Wides on the fresher tyres is literally able to drive around him. That is exactly what I mean when I say fresh tyres matter. Yeah, bide your time. I mean, it's going to be a question of how long those super softs last. I mean, in qualifying they were doing, you could get a lap out of them before they were sort of toasted. Relatively low fuel now. I probably imagine he can get, Cool Wides can get another decent pace lap out of him. Can Sean hang on in there with worn mediums? It would be difficult. Sean qualified 6th. He'll probably be quite happy with 6th, in fairness. Britsberger now past Canody. So Britsberger now leading the race. Both got an 11-second gap to Cutler. Cutler's having a little bit of a boring one, but he won't really mind that. Indeed, he is occupying step 3 of the podium, and champagne will be drunk as long as he keeps up the black stuff. Carrington, though, has had an absolutely storming race. He was pretty much right at the back after an incident at the start. He was sort of caught up in someone else's bother. Who's executed a really smart strategy ever since. Yeah, finds himself 9 seconds ahead of Cool Wides, who was directly fighting with not too long ago. Smoker decal for the win. You know it. My decals are on there somewhere, this is not as obvious. The smoker one, it stays proper in your face, doesn't it? Sean, unfortunately, now has dropped out of the slipstream, but the good news is for Sean, he's 12 seconds ahead of Pilgrim Paddy. For me, if I was Sean, look, just chill out, don't take any unnecessary risks now, just bring it home. Really, that's pretty much what I'd want to do. Try not to kill your tyres too much. Yeah, because getting 5th now is going to be a tall order, because Cool Wides has got a bit between his teeth. He's catching Carrington. He's just took half a second out of Carrington just then. I just can't think it's a big shame for Don Dottie, you know. Yeah, great drive for Carrington. Brilliant drive. So, looking at a time, a 1 minute 27. Most drivers should get around to do a 17th lap. I did say 16, 17 laps at the start, so quick maths. Britsberger definitely will, Canody definitely will, Cutler definitely will. Carrington should as well. Whether Cool Wides makes it in time, yeah, he will. He'll make it in time. So a minute remaining. Scrabs is the only one who's not. I think Scrabs is the only one who's not going to get the pleasure of another lap. I think Pilgrim Paddy will make it round as well. So starting his final lap then, Britsberger had a very eventful race. Very eventful race. Oh, there we go. With a minute to go, everyone disconnects. Awesome. Right, let me exit out and just see. If it's my internet, you'll know that because the lobby will still be there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GT Sport. This is exactly what it's like. Oh my days. No wonder, right? No wonder not many people are doing leagues now because this is what it's like. This is exactly what it's like now. Leaves you in limbo. Yeah, it does. And now this is what's happening to my game. So I might just give you a blue screen. Just give me a sec, guys. The reason you're getting a blue screen is because I'm literally having to close the application down. 1 minute. Because my game's, it's caught me up as well.